instructions in the dressing rooms. You know what's expected of you. It can be a good, clean contest. Make sure you defend yourselves at all times. Good luck. God bless you both.
Steely eyes from Pithie. Fascinating matchup for the boxing connoisseurs. Those close to the sport, such as the knowledgeable Bethnal Green crowd here, have been eagerly awaiting this clash of styles, characters, and at their level, talented boxers. The speed, skills, in and out movement of the champion Dean Pithie, the rangy stand-up tools of Docherty, who can bang to the body, and will that be a key? Because Pithie's been taken out by those shots before. Good one, this.
It's a good match. I think Docherty has to be prepared for a fast start from Pithie. Has to expect to take some shots in the early rounds and tough it out and just keep himself in this fight. Pithie is much quicker, it shows flashier combinations, so the first couple of rounds could be tough for Docherty.
So he made a very, very speedy start back in July, Dean Pithie, when he put it all together at last and beat Alex Moon on points to win this Commonwealth 9 stone 4 crown. An underachiever for so long, and it meant so much to him that night. Can he hold on to it? Big question, quite a big ask.
The story that Pithie was a couple of pounds over the weight at the trial weigh-in yesterday, it's not such a worry being that the weigh-in is 24 hours before the fight, but it's just the fact, has he been paying attention properly? Is that a little warning sign that maybe his mind is not right on the job?
Left hand from Docherty, who you can see has that range, that long jab. Pithie, very skillful, both top amateurs, and neither who've really set the professional world alight. They have talent.
Well, a battle of the jabs in the first round here, and nobody really coming out on top.
To double up Dean Pithie, who's got that edge in speed, and look at the way he's putting those punches together. Means the world to Dean Pithie to have actually finally won a title. He had an intercontinental belt, but a proper championship, and now he's going to find out how tough it is to defend it.
Well, I think Pithie must realise he will not be moving on to one class, a little bit far down the road now, so he cannot afford to lose this Commonwealth title if he wants to make some decent money at domestic level.
First body shots from Craig Docherty. Pithie has been knocked out by Gary Thornhill and the European champion Docherty by exactly those type of rib crunches. And good first round. Come back, Dean Pithie's corner. Alan Phillips there, and John Heath, lifelong friend, Jack Weaver. Very important for Dean Pithie, the game plan, sticking to the strategy. Doesn't have Joe Montague or Steve Early in with him. Early, who motivated him so much through that Alex Moon fight. Here's the first defence in the 9 stone 4, 130-pound super featherweight division of Dean Pithie's Commonwealth belt. He's the Coventry man, and unsurprisingly is in the blue trunks. Craig Docherty, 6 years younger, and can he perform on the big stage? This is where it all went wrong for Docherty in the MEN arena when he took on Michael Gomez and elected to stand in the middle and have a toe-to-toe slugfest, which was a massive mistake that backfired.
Yeah, well, he seems to be thinking what he's doing here. I'm just thinking that Pithie's head is a little bit stationary at times here. You usually see a little bit more head movement from him. I wonder if he's just too intent in getting his own punches home. But Docherty finding him with the jab.
Has made the weight for a long time now Dean Pithie. Preparation hasn't always been spot on, but Kevin Houston was telling us he's trained 3 times a day. They set up a sort of gym and home for him in Coventry. Really looked after him, haven't they, Dean Pithie? They want him to do well.
Yeah, well, he's got a little spark about him. He's like a mischievous little kid. I mean, you forget he's 29, and you want him to do well. You know the talent's there, but just the application lets him down.
Yes, you don't beat Nassim Hamid in the amateurs if you can't fight. That stigma was attached to Dean Pithie for so long, and I know that was always on his mind. Never emulated the success, obviously, that Hamid has. Looking for the right hand, Docherty early. Just got to stay with Pithie, hasn't he?
Well, I mean, it's fairly quiet at the moment. I mean, Pithie hasn't really set the hot pace that we expected. And this round is even closer, I feel, than the first round. So I think of the two, Docherty will be far happier with the way the first couple of rounds have been going.
Tall and big for a super featherweight, Craig Docherty, who's come up from super bantam in the amateurs. Not quite as big as Alex Arthur, the British champion, but classical boxing style against the in-and-out terrier, or pitbull as he calls himself, work of Pithie.
See, Pithie's lunging in a little bit, and that's usually a sign that the timing's not just as sharp as you would like it to be. He's having to lunge. And really messy action so far.
Very close range pad that Craig Docherty has wanted and needed. They've taken the risk. Will it pay off?
Well, I mean, we said it was an even match before the first bell, but I mean, the first 2 rounds, it's difficult to split them. I thought Pithie just about nicked the first. I scored the second one level, so it's the close fight we thought it would be.
32nd fight of the long, turbulent career of Dean Pithie, and the 18th of Craig Docherty. Docherty, that one loss to Michael Gomez. Pithie, who's lost 4 times. Devastating against Gary Thornhill. He was winning the fight and then dropped to his knees from a body shot again when he fought Afif Jelti. Just wouldn't get up and reversed a loss to Andrew Matabola. Got revenge there. But, it's been a roller coaster ride for Pithie. Is there much left?
I don't see the little Pithie spark yet. I think he's struggling a little bit to find his timing. I don't know what the sparring's been like for this contest, but definitely struggling a bit to find a target.
He's also been out of the ring since last July. They were meant to meet in January in Bridgend. Pithie pulled out with a virus. Do you think struggling to get his timing?
Yeah, but I mean, in the second round we saw him lunging in a few times, and usually he boxes away and slips the jabs, can get himself close, but just that little spark missing so far, but it's early days.
Craig Docherty's best win was in this round up in Scotland against the now British featherweight champion Jamie McKeever. And McKeever's ringside tonight supporting Docherty and believes he will break Pithie up, as, interestingly enough, does Michael Gomez, who's fought the pair of them. He thinks Docherty by late stoppage.
Well, I think Docherty's going to have to just put a little bit more into what he's doing. What he's doing is okay. The jab's okay, but he's not really, I don't think he'll be catching the eye of the referee here. I think he needs to put a bit more into his campaign here. Just go out and get that title.
There's a mark underneath the right eye and a slight swelling underneath the left of Craig Docherty. Pithie just picking the punches. As once more Docherty again tries to wind up that left hook to the ribs. But Pithie will know that's coming.
Yeah, but Pithie's not really getting past the jab. Really, Pithie is struggling. His technique, I think, is letting him down slightly. Usually he can bob and weave it and get close to an opponent, but he's struggling to get close tonight. And Docherty's jab's working fine. He's not doing anything fancy. He's not doing anything spectacular. He keeps poking that jab out, and it's stopping Pithie in his tracks.
Pithie himself tries to work the body. And Docherty can be hit too. But good round.
Live for you tomorrow, the FA Cup semi-final, Watford against Southampton. That's live, Sky Sports 1 from 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
Intriguing Commonwealth Super Featherweight title fight here, but it hasn't really set alight yet, has it, Jim?
No, it hasn't, and I think the main reason for that, I think Docherty's tactics are right. He's just keeping it nice and steady, not exerting himself, just picking away. Pithie is the one we expected the fireworks from, and he hasn't been able to produce any yet. See, that's that jab that's giving him so much trouble. If his timing was better, he could slip the jab and get close enough to throw some punches, but it's not happening.
Dean Pithie put it all together on that night against Alex Moon, but he had his Coventry crowd all around him, and maybe he felt Moon was there for the taking, and it all worked for him. But has it left him a touch flat? Oh, left hook from Docherty, and Pithie's got a fight on his hands here.
Well, actually, Pithie should really stay there and exchange punches with Docherty, because boxing at long range is not working. His timing's not right, it's not happening for him, so I think he wants to change the pace of this fight.
There's a very concerned look on the face of Spencer Oliver, who's sitting alongside us, and a big friend of Dean Pithie's. Helped trained him before, advises him, and I wonder if he's seeing worrying signs. Docherty, so far, so good, and he's getting it right. He said he had to get it right tonight.
Yeah, well, he's not doing anything clever, nothing spectacular. Good, solid, compact boxing with his chin down. And there's no snap in Pithie's punches. He's been caught in the way in. So, as I say, that little spark missing from Pithie's work so far.
When he turned professional, Dean Pithie, trained by Charlie Magri, there were real high hopes for him. He soon joined Frank Warren and got under the spotlight. But he's had to crawl his way back time and time again. And how much desire is there? How much does he want it? Right hands from Docherty, who's settling down, and a lot of Pithie's punches are missing.
And there's a solid look about Docherty now. He's quite happy to stand and trade. This is the first time really I've seen the fight swinging slightly in Docherty's favour. At this moment, he's looking the boss.
Right hands there, he works the body, 3, 4, 5 hooks going in from Docherty, looking for that spot. Right hand again as he looks down at Spencer Oliver at ringside. Dean Pithie, a really concerned look on his face, and the timing, is it off? He's got a few problems, and let's bring Spencer in at ringside. Are you worried about your charge?
Well, Dean started quite well, but he's not moving his head and he's not getting off with the combinations. He's standing in front of Docherty. We saw against Moon, he was letting the combinations go and then moving side to side, and he wasn't there to be hit. But here against Docherty, he's loading up with the shots and he's being able to get caught. And Docherty looks like he's getting more and more into this.
What does Pithie have to do now? He's been out of the ring for a while. Will that be a problem, getting his timing right?
I think it's about getting his timing right. It's just about he's lunging in with the jab. He's not moving into distance. The problem, I think, is that Dean Pithie's trying to do this one on his own. Before he had Steve Hurley there, he had me there training him and, you know, reminding him all the time. He's letting the combinations go, but he's staying there to be hit. And that's exactly where Craig Docherty wants him. He needs to move that head.
Do you think he wins the fight, or will he fall apart?
I think that he still could win the fight, but it's just making it very interesting.
Intriguing comments from Spencer Oliver, so close to Dean Pithie. And Craig Docherty's got his own supporters down here tonight. He's had phone messages from friends out in the Gulf at the moment to support him as well. The silver shorts and silver boots of the man from Jim's hometown, Glasgow. And at the moment, he's doing you guys proud.
Yeah, well, he's got to be the happier of the two. And Spencer, who knows Pithie a lot better than I do, I was saying in the first round there was no head movement from him. Spencer says exactly the same things. I mean, Docherty's have no trouble landing with the jab. Docherty actually wants to start walking forward now and really pushing that jab right through the target. See, he's still just kind of poking with it. He wants to step right ahead because Pithie is not moving his head.
And the worry the Docherty camp had was, would their man fall behind in the first few rounds and leave it too late to catch up? Hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened. I expected the Docherty maybe have to grind out a performance to come back from a few old points deficit, but no, he's holding his own and probably maybe just slightly ahead at this moment.
Very down-to-earth, realistic guy, Craig Docherty, raised by his mother and grandmother, who I know he owes so much to, and he knows he's got to take this chance. Pithie stands and trades, but again, look at the look on his face.
Yeah, this is not the way he likes doing business. I think the problem in here, Pithie knows he's capable of so much more, whereas Docherty, he's boxing as well as he expected to box. So he's happy, Pithie is not happy, and that augurs poorly for Pithie for the rest of this fight.
So why is the head movement not there all of a sudden?
It's got to be down to the preparation. I don't know what the sparring's been like, but sparring is the most important part of any preparation. And when a fighter is looking after his own preparation, the first thing he dodges is the sparring, because nobody really enjoys sparring. So when a fighter's making his own decisions, he cuts down on the sparring, and that's the worst thing you can do defending a title. 12 rounds, the timing has to be right.
Yes, it's a different corner again for Pithie this time, and remember Steve Early running the show and really motivating Pithie, getting behind him through the slightly dodgier moments late on in the Moon fight, and the two of them got through together. Richie Davis just calls a timeout here. Some word with Docherty inside of the glove. Pithie falling short, caught by right hand, nearly went down, Dean Pithie. Oh dear, is it all going to go wrong again?
See again, his head just right in front of Docherty. He's coming back with good shots though.
That turn around nicely from Pithie, and Docherty walks rather hesitantly back to the corner, but he was hurt as well, Pithie. Good round.
When you come up out that roll, you've got to hook in. You're making a miss, you're not counting. So come up out the roll and hook him. All right, you come up out that roll, do 3 punches. All right. Keep the football there. You must come up out that roll because you're making a miss and you're not doing anything. Come up out and bang him in.
You know, that's exactly what you're expecting him to do. That is good advice. We're used to see Pithie slipping a lead and coming up from the roll with punches, but he's not rolling, he's not moving his head, so he's taking the jab, bang on. So he's not in a position to get any punches off. When he does, there's no power in the shots because he's already taken a jab in the way in. The good news for Pithie here is that he responded well. He was badly shaken. That was a beautiful right hand he took, but he responded well. So from his point of view, thankfully, he still fancies this job.
196th round in the long but never dull career of Dean Pithie, and the 84th of Craig Docherty. Remember, 6 years younger, lots of ambition, only in his 18th fight. But will Pithie have the experience to weather the dodgy moments and come through, or will Docherty seize the advantage now? Nicely balanced.
Yeah, actually, it's not one I would like to be refereeing on and scoring here, because there's been nobody really dominating. All the rounds are very close. Not an easy one. I think it's just pick the one you like. But definitely Pithie is the one we expected much better from.
Docherty hasn't really shone since that defeat to Michael Gomez back in October 2001. He knocked out the journeyman from Blackpool, Joel Viney, and he's been the distance with a couple of decent international opponents. But is he putting it all together here? Right hands. Looks the bigger puncher, that right?
Yeah, but every time Pithie goes to work, his defences are scattered and he's taken the counters. His reflexes and his sharpness just not there.
29 years of age. Has he gone to the well once too often, Dean Pithie? Can't count him out because he keeps bouncing back, but can't keep doing that forever. Accuracy, at times, combinations good, but the 5 or 6 that he throws, Docherty just puts 1 or 2 bigger ones back at him.
And the thing is, it's obvious Docherty's punches are landing cleanly. He's actually knocking Pithie's head back with them. His are the quality shots again in this round. Again, close, the action's close. I feel the better quality punches coming from Docherty.
Pithie waiting before he comes in. He could left hook from Docherty and a right hand. He's proving quite easy to hit tonight, Dean Pithie, isn't he?
And that is the big difference, as I say, Adam. It's obvious how cleanly Docherty's punches are going home. Pithie's cuffing and scuffling, not really quality shots. He's scuffling back. There comes the body shots now.
That's the left hook to the ribs, followed up by the right. He stands in the corner, full of confidence, over 5 times as many body shots landed. We wondered whether this would be the answer. Will it be?
Well, the biggest problem for Pithie now is not his own performance, it's the fact that Docherty is growing in confidence with every round. The job's going to get tougher.
Second half of this Commonwealth Super Featherweight title property at the moment of Coventry's Dean Pithie in the blue trunks with the gold boots. But it's hardly been a vintage performance so far. Craig Docherty has, after a first couple of rounds, led from the front. His punches look like they are having more of an effect on Pithie than the other way around.
Yeah, man, and the thing is, he's kept it really simple, so you don't expect the wheels to fall off. He's not doing anything fancy, just plugging away the jab. The odd right hand, now and again he targets the body, but it's all nice, steady stuff. And unbelievably, Pithie has no answer to it.
Pithie only has 10 stoppage wins in 31 fights. So, has he the power to turn it around if the skills are not working as well as they should be? He's showing plenty of heart at the moment. There's the left hook again, and Docherty growing in confidence, you feel, this close at ringside.
I've never seen Pithie caught with so many jabs.
There we go!
He's on his way out, Adam.
That's the one that Docherty's been looking for, and Dean Pithie is in big trouble. Kevin Houston up at ringside shouting at Pithie, and a much calmer Tommy Gilmore, manager of Docherty, who thought this was the time to get the Coventry fighter and launch his man onto the Super Featherweight title scene. Good right from Pithie with the counter, and did that momentarily just hurt Docherty.
If Docherty's come through the punch, nothing going right for Pithie. That was a beautiful shot, got his body weight coming forward, but Docherty took it and just come straight through it.
Also former trainer Joe Montague at ringside, opposite us, very concerned look. I don't think it's the Dean Pithie he knows so well. Spencer Oliver animated. Dean Pithie may be in danger of falling apart. There's a left hook doubled up from Craig Docherty, and nothing Pithie throws at him really seems to have the impact on Docherty tonight.
See, Pithie's timing's not right, his technique is not right, so there's no power in his shots. He's not a massive puncher, he's usually a correct puncher, well delivered, but he's not delivering them well. There's no power in them whatsoever. I mean, full credit, he's trying to drag out a performance, and that's not normally what Dean Pithie's good at. He's trying to do that tonight, but nothing's working.
Excellent action here in the 7th round between the two men. Make or break fight for both, really. And at the moment, it's the challenger, Craig Docherty, with all the belief. And let's see Pithie.
He's beating you inside. You mustn't stay there. He's fucking having 3 shots at you. You listening? He's having 3 shots, dude. Get out, mate. Don't stand there.
Don't take any more shots. I don't want to see you fucking take any more shots.
The guy shot his ball. The guy shot his ball. But don't get careless. Put pressure right on you. And put pressure right on you.
John McDermott there, calm and composed, and you felt with Alan Phillips a lot of worry.
Yeah, well, he's saying that don't get careless, but he reckons Pithie shot his ball, and there were definite signs in that round that that's what was happening. To his credit, Pithie really grit his teeth and come firing back, but it's just not there for him tonight.
This was the round that Dean Pithie folded to Andrew Matabola in a big surprise back in February '99. He stopped him in 2 in a risky rematch, but it's this territory, this part of a 12-round fight that is difficult times. Gary Thornhill also knocked him out in the 8th. He's got to suck this up, Jim, hasn't he? And try and get through it.
Adam, Pithie badly needs a big round. It's not enough to nick a round, he's got to win. A round he's got to win. A big indent in this fella's confidence, but there's no signs of that. Docherty still boxing beautifully. Everything coming off the jab. Again, everything simple. No problems whatsoever.
Beautiful left hook to the head went in after one to the body. Didn't quite land from Docherty, swelling just under the right eye of Dean Pithie now. Not serious, but he's just trying to get the rhythm going, and he's open to so much tonight. Are we looking at the end of Dean Pithie?
Well, this is going to be a difficult one to come back from. It's not as though he boxed well for a little while and then collapsed. He's never really got himself started tonight. I can only assume the preparation has not been what it should have been. Quality sparring is so important, and as I said earlier, when a fighter makes his own decisions, he drops sparring, and that's what this looks like. Really, Docherty getting better and better.
There's the body shot in the 8th round. Dean Pithie goes down. Spencer Oliver right by him. You can see there, just trying to get him up, but I don't think Dean Pithie's going to do it. He's been knocked out again with a body shot, and Craig Docherty wins the Commonwealth Super Featherweight title. And well, the gamble they took off paid off, and having made such a hash of his British challenge, he got it spot on, Jim, tonight, didn't he?
Well, Adam, I said coming into the fight, sometimes you can go into a fight without a plan and just react to what happens. I said tonight a plan was so important for Craig Docherty. He had a plan and he executed it, punched perfectly. He punched perfectly. I gave Dean Pithie 1 round, I think it was the 2nd round, and everything else on my card went to Docherty. He was superb tonight.
Tears from the Scotsman of joy. Jamie McKeever there celebrating with him. There's poor Dean Pithie in the corner, and as we feared was a possibility at the beginning, the body shots came back to haunt him. Why?
Well, I think what's actually happened there, Adam, I think Docherty had broken Pithie's heart. I think he could have gotten up, but I think he realised he'd shot his bolt. Docherty's own corner told him at the end of the previous round, Pithie shot his bolt, but don't get careless. And that was right. I just don't think Pithie had anything else to offer. You can see him so dejected here. He's given his best. He tried everything he could try, but it wasn't his night. The timing was off right from the start. You can't fault his effort, but at the end of the day, Adam, he had nothing more to give.
Pithie had his night in July. Maybe that was the one that he's always going to remember, and he just couldn't better that. But Craig Docherty deserves so much respect and credit for the way he came back from that Gomez defeat. And I think it means the absolute world to him. Craig Docherty, the new Commonwealth champion after this. We remember, we've seen it happen time and time again.
All the way through, Docherty was the one who was growing in confidence with every round. Pithie struggling more and more with every round that passed. I always felt that the second half of the fight would be Docherty's strongest, but I did not expect him to dominate the first half the way he did tonight. Excellent performance, nothing fancy, nothing flashy, but just good solid boxing, and you knew the wheels were not going to come off. He had the job solved out and he just stuck with it.
In the solar plexus, in the spot that Craig Docherty was aiming for all night. Dean Pithie unable to make the count. And look at the reaction from the Scotsman. 23 years of age, the night of his and one of Tommy Gilmore's best ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Michael McCann has recorded a time of 1 minute, 47 seconds of the 8th round. On a count out, your winner and the new Commonwealth Super Featherweight champion from Glasgow, hot property, Craig Docherty. And please show your appreciation of a very game champion indeed. From Coventry, the Pitbull, Dean Pithie. Now to present the Commonwealth belt, we call upon our steward in charge, Mr. Phil London.
What as young Craig Docherty takes charge of that Commonwealth Super Featherweight title belt. We'll take a break. We'll talk to him in just a moment or two. Spencer Oliver will give us his verdict as well. And more action from here. And it's a Scottish prospect, fittingly, Kevin Anderson, who makes his professional debut tonight. Belt and the 8th round. It changes hands again in that round. Well done to Craig Docherty as he breaks into championship class. Fantastic night for him. Let's meet him. Adam Smith is going to speak to him.
Well, Craig, after 4.5 hard professional years, how sweet is it to become the Commonwealth Super Featherweight champion tonight?
I just can't explain how good it feels. I mean, I really, you know, I'm stuck for words here. So I knew I was in the best nick possible that I could be in, because my fitness coach, Bill Leach, has just shied away there. So he is, giving up and coming for me, and John McDermott, you know, putting all the hard working hours into me, you know, and I'm hard work, so I know I'm. And
did it go exactly according to plan? You were worried about the early stages, I know, but you were looking for those body shots, weren't you?
I was looking for the body shots, but I tried to open them up with a jab, and I think the jab was hitting him every time I put it out, you know. I knew all I had to do was just keep at it, and I knew he would chuck it, because there's not a lot of boys that are as tough as me, you know what I mean, and I know I'm a tough kid, you know what I mean.
You were honest enough to say you made a total hash of the fight with Michael Gomez, but you wanted to prove us wrong tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, Tommy worked extra hard to get me this contest, you know, because nobody was interested. Everybody thought it was a dud, you know, a 2-round job, but I think I proved tonight, you know, I'm a wee bit more than that, you know.
It was a risk that paid off, Tommy Gilmore.
Absolutely, but he works really hard in the gym. He's a hard guy to manage and a hard guy to train, but he's worked so hard, and I can't think anybody would be more deserving of being the champion tonight. I'm absolutely over the moon.
I know you both are. Enjoy your night, you deserve it.